All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list for May 7th, 2019. And yesterday, we had a gap down 500 points to make it all back, just to come down after hours again. The futures are down. They clipped down 200 points right now, and they're still a little bit down here. We were talking about what happened with the down 500 points and all that with everything in the videos we've posted so far. However, right now, after hours, the trade representative Lighthizer confirmed Trump is going to raise the tariffs. He said they're not looking at the market price for anything. He said he's taking a page out of Jay Powell's book, Going on Autopilot, and he said that China reneged on some of its commitments, and he said they didn't talk to him for 24 hours. So I posted it. I said, people were saying that's why the market went up. I disagreed, and, Lighthizer even confirmed it right there. They have not spoken, so this is the digestion, but this is a very interesting move for tomorrow because you would think that news would have brought it down a little bit more. It does bring us back down to still negative, but it's not as severe as it was yesterday. So, again, this is what I was telling you guys. This is kind of a development because as you see, the news hits and it doesn't drop as much. So we're going to talk about this just like yesterday. I'm going to review some of the keys for tomorrow. See, okay, I wish I'm covering it with my hand, but we have that in earnings, and don't forget that because that is why we're even kind of seeing this again. This is tripping me out what we got here, but we have earnings tomorrow. I have a few. I was very, very brief on the earnings, honestly, because they will create plays and we will see what happens pre-market. I don't even want to touch them after hours or coming into them for their earnings, so I'm not really going to touch those. We could find opportunities in the pre-market, so you guys need to post the earnings here. I'm leaving that to you guys. You got to post that in the comments, whatever earnings you're watching. If I missed it and they're important, post them all below. And if you guys do not know, that is your job. You need to post below in the comments and give me your watch list for tomorrow. We didn't really focus on them at this much in pre-market because that's what we do. Also, we're trading live 30 minutes before open, so it's pinned in the comments. We're going over all of this stuff. Do not miss it, and if you are going to miss it, make sure you have the stream alerts. So we will be going over the watch list pre-market, so make sure you guys are there because things can change. Like we were even saying, I thought a lot of my calls were going to be destroyed after seeing where we were at pre-market. I was updating it throughout. I sold some of my Amazons. I didn't sell them right at open. I didn't touch some of my Apples, if you guys remember that big Apple position. So it's interesting to see, and the market has thrown some curveballs. So let's talk about it. I'll get to, I guess, even the earnings and plays, but let me give you guys the key point. This is what I'm expecting. If it's a small move down pre-market tomorrow, so literally if the market opens around, if this is where pre-market's going to be and it's a small move down, and even though 200 points is fairly large, I'm saying small relative to the last event on the same piece of news. If it doesn't really look like it's a big move down and it looks very bad, that will make me think it could slowly sell off somewhat big, about 300 to 500 points around their closing, if that's the case, or even a small, if it doesn't, it could end down, kind of rip up, small gap and rip, gap down, rip up, and then sell off. But if it's a big gap down, I don't know. If it's a gap up, I'm not even factoring the gap up because I don't think we will see that, but again, if that does change, we will see. But if it is just a big gap down and goes down, it could repeat yesterday because this is what I'm already getting a hint at. If the deal's on Friday, they're trying to push it to the wall. They could go back and forth. They could do the same thing where after hours, you drop the news. During the market, you throw some stuff here and there, let the market do its thing, let them interpret it. Then after hours, you drop more bad news. So they could repeat this and push this into Friday because remember, that is where the moves are going to happen. But if we see anything else develop, we will be watching that on stream and seeing. I'm excited. So it's going to be fun. But those are the big keys. Now, as far as companies to play now, and this is going to be interesting because you guys, tomorrow will be difficult at the morning because I don't know if lightning is going to strike twice. We got yesterday where it went down a little bit, but then went straight up, and all the calls went up. But is that going to happen here? If it opens here in the middle, this just isn't good because again, that still puts us at a lower point at more of the lows, even from the Fed and everything else. You could see that's kind of a support level there. So opening around there isn't going to be good. If we could get a clean break below, that's what we'd want. But keep your eyes out for it. Now, as far as plays, we saw very unique things today that we want to keep our eyes out. Value stocks, right? We said watch those. I sold out of my McDonald's, some of you guys, but they did good. Now watch, because if things do start to sell off, the value stocks could start to point at what's going to happen. So watch those pre-market, but those could become attractive. If we do see the value stocks hold up like they did, that is going to be good. But now tomorrow, let me go to the earnings because it even relates to the plays. You're going to have Budweiser, Allergen, Regen, and then Buku Pharma stocks. And Buku Pharma stocks is not a ticker. That is a colloquial or colloquial, whatever you want to call it. But there's just a lot of pharmaceutical stocks and medical companies. So watch healthcare, and we saw it, and that's going to be one of the, I have a few specific option plays. I'm going to go over even some of the plays that I made today. So get ready for that. But UNH, that's going to be one to watch. That's one of the plays. But in general, any of the pharma stocks, both up and down, we have the Sophie, or is it Sophie or the Sohn investment conference, and that's related to the biotechs. You're going to get all these earnings, so we will see movements there, so keep your eyes out for that. But I'm going to like those. But next thing I'm going to be going after is the bank stocks, and this is the key I want to show you guys. If you want to look for plays tomorrow, or at least identify it, look at McDonald's, look at Goldman. These are up, these are down. Look at the SPY. The SPY is down 0.5% almost. These are down 1/7%. That's Goldman Sachs. Let me give you a better example. Bank of America down 1.1%. And then McDonald's up 1/3%, and then the SPY is right there, kind of in the middle. So do you notice there's laggers and leaders, and that is the key. The weakness I'm going to go after for more puts depending on how the prices are looking, because the volatility made some attractive prices. I'm going to look for the ones that are still beaten down, because even though this went up today, these went up a lot just like the rest of the market, but they were still down a lot more, whereas the value stocks stayed up. So I'm going to look for some of these to stay up, potentially get them on the downside, but then also the bank stocks and financials, or any stock, and that's what I'm telling you guys too. So if you have any ideas, post these in the comments, post them in the chat. If you see any stock similar to these scenarios where they still went up today, but they're still down 4 or 5%, even better. Same thing if they're up a lot more. And now there was certain buyouts and other plays that we made, which we'll talk about, or that happened, and then we made some moves on. But there's that. And then lastly, watch the emerging markets. We made a play on Turkey. They had that election stuff, but watch for them. I was more moving on something developing with oil. And like I said, there's a lot of geopolitical stuff right now, and currencies are kind of weird, and they could set up for a move, but I was a little jumpy on that. Those would exasperate the situation, like I said in the video. But watch EEM. These were too expensive. We talked about the puts on these. These were way too expensive. I didn't want them, but if you guys know, I bought 50 SPY puts, so shout out to people. That was on the stream alerts, and if you're on the chat, you saw that. So hopefully I do get a big gap down on there. But again, that was a scale in play, and that is a lot. And you guys are going to see some of the plays I scaled in on when we get to the option chain. But I like EEM. It made a big move after hours with the news, so keep your eye out for that. But it is a little, it's interesting. But I like any of the foreign stocks to keep your eyes out for. So there are those. As far as the rest of the earnings, though, you're going to have those after hours, and this is where I need your guys' help. You're going to have to put this in the comments and in the chat tomorrow. What are you guys watching? Here are some of the ones I like. EA, Match.com, Pizza Hut, 3D Systems, Sprint, Mylan, HubSpot, Chewy, and Lyft. And Lyft will be interesting. I kind of want to sell premium on Lyft, but that's going to be a nutty play. EA, I don't think I'm going to play. I know a lot of you guys like it, but the contracts are just a little too expensive for my blood. I haven't made enough money in my life to play that. So some of you guys are balling out there. That's all you. I do like 3D Systems, though. Those are one of the obscure ones. And Pizza, Papa John's might do good, but again, it's a weird marketplace we're in, and that's the best part right now, guys, because even when I'm about to say this statement, it's a weird marketplace. It makes me hesitant for this or that. Oh, my gosh. That's opportunity when people are like that. So that's why scaling in is the key, and we've talked about that strategy. And I think, wait, did I have it here? Oh, yes. Regardless, you guys, there's still digestion going on. Zone in the digestion. I think the zone. I don't know why I said zone, but zone into Friday. I guess push it into the zone or push it into the wall. Get time, no weeklies. So pay attention with that, because trading strategy is key if you are looking to play this during this volatility. If you don't want to use strategy and you don't want to think, and watching videos is too much for you and trying to understand what you're buying, just sit out this time and paper trade, okay? Because the things are going to move fast and very, very confusing. So you have to really, do some research. But be safe with the options. So now let's talk about some options. These are the first ones, AT&T. So I played these. I got May 17th. Now I got the 29s, and this is what I'm talking about scaling in. I bought these in the morning at 5 or 6 cents, I believe. I think I got them at 5 cents after commission, 6. So even then, it was still expensive, and they're down right now at 4 cents on the bid, 3 cents on the 4 cents on the ask, 3 cents at the bid, but they still dropped. But the whole point was I bought 2 of these. That's $12 right at open. If the market does come down, as you see, or even in the next coming days, if there's a big drop from a negative development of this trade news, these could benefit me. But now, too, tomorrow, another day is going to go by. We'll see how the volatility picks up. But if I still want to play this, these are now going to be literally at the bid, the same price. If I could get filled there, I could get 50 cents cheaper, and we'll see how tomorrow is. But watch the AT&Ts. I like AT&T again. Low volatility. It's 17% volatility. And again, there is some. If you guys know, let me know. If you guys could find any 10% volatility options, let me know. And that's a question. So shout out to all the people who watch this far. You guys asked me for some scanners for cheap options. Go find options with volatilities less than 12%. If you could find those, go set up a scanner. Holler at your boy. Throw those in the chat. Throw those in the comments. I love it. But those would be some good options, and those are what I want to target around this moment. But I like the AT&Ts again, and I'm going to be scaling in. Those are cheap, and I'm going small, so I'm going to be patient. And again, the point is I want to go now. I'm not going to average down on these. I'm not going to buy more of these. The point is I want to start moving in closer and let these decay. If these hit, great. I'll get my money back, maybe make a bit of money on the $12, especially if something goes crazy. But if not, I want to wait and be able to get a better strike price on those. So watch those. Another play, and this one is interesting. It's not going to be a good play. We're really going to see how it is, but this is just honestly, maybe I should take this. Let me take this. I'm going to put this on this screen because it's not really an option play. Even though we played it, I did a straddle on both sides, and it cost me a decent amount of money. I don't know why I was lowering. WCG, so WellCare, it was WCG and then CNC, I believe. They had their, was it Centent? Was it their I think it was CNC. Yeah, it's CNC. So they might back out of this buyout deal with WCG. So why I straddled it, because it could either benefit WCG because it could mean they might get more in the future, or it could mean they're not worth that much. But WCG, it's not. I think it's like some sort of merge. It's some level of deal. I don't believe it's a buyout, because if it was the buyout, you would definitely see the stock move a little bit different. But it is important news, as it could have an effect. And again, with all the biotechs and everything else and how both of these are moved during this environment, very important to watch. So we made a play on those, but I like those. Again, I got the SPY puts, and this is what I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to make a separate video on these. I want to let these play out before I give any of you crazy ideas, because they're very risky. What I'm saying, though, go to June, but then also the UVXYs. We talked about those, and now the ones that I got, I remember I told you guys I had the 39s. I thought I had the 40s, but I had them for this week. I was holding them from Friday, and now these made a move. I'm not going to be playing these, so I guess they actually ended up shooting up after hours. But as you see, the UVXYs really, really shot up from 20 cents to $1.20. They went up, and then they dropped back down. But these are going to come back up. So I did scale into May 17th, but this is what you guys got to be careful for. So depending on your account size, it may be better to even just go for some SPY puts as much as and I'm saying this only if you have to choose one or the other, and you're going to die if you don't. Because a lot of you guys, if you're a rookie here, you see how all these asks are the same. You could get caught paying, $35 for this option, but realistically, you could probably get filled for $35 here at the 48. So that's the problem, is that you guys got to know. So come on stream if you have them. If I make a play and you guys see it, let me know. But those are going to be decent. I'm watching those. And next, I like this one because it's related to the finances, and it has a factor I like. It moved up today. It went up 2%, and even though it did hit lows today, which again I like, but it's going to be volatile. The options went cheap, but I got May 17th square put. So I got these 65s for I got them for 25 cents. Oh, no. Yeah, I got these. Yeah, I got these at 25 cents. I like these. I was going to buy this one. I did like the 67 better. But what my mind was, I was saying, well, if the market does go up, I'm going to wait. So if I could get these cheaper, that'll be good. But if the market drops, I'm going to, I'll have to stop with those. But I do like Square. Just again, we're seeing all the financials got killed and they did better. And then they had the earnings and the downgrades. There's reasoning behind it. So I like that. PayPal could also be a sympathy, but I didn't look at it. And then lastly, UNH. If healthcare continues to go up, this could be a play, but also if bad earnings brings them down or any other guidance or anything else coming from the Sohn conference. But the fact of the matter, this is the strategy in general. There's contracts that have gone up 1,000% almost. These went from 18 cents to $1.80. With them being up that much, you want to see how time decay hits those and to see if we can make a play with them. And so they will be interesting considering the volatility, but that's one to watch and play. And then lastly, Apple and Caterpillar, they dropped the biggest after hours with that Lighthizer news, so they kind of made a move. I got the June puts. However, when getting my June puts, I was kind of realizing, I was like, I don't think these are really going to make that much money. Even if you're getting somewhere, even 170, 160, anything. I like the June. I might go for the weeklies tomorrow, so hopefully these are a little cheaper. Not the weeklies, I meant the May 17s, but you got to be careful on it. But watch theirs. Caterpillar, I haven't taken a look at the options as much today, but considering, like I said, it made one of the bigger session lows off the moves, that's what you want to see. You see the overall market didn't show that, but with Caterpillar showing it's giving it all back and staying down at that price, that could be a good play. The issue with Caterpillar is going to be the spreads, but that is going to be one of the first ones I'm going to watch. There's that. And lastly, I'm putting this up because I love you guys. It's tentatively Disney. They got the earnings. I'm not going to play it for earnings. I'm not a fan of it, guys, with how it is. I might want to sell premium, so take the hint. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, you guys. It's going to be an awesome morning tomorrow. I better see you on there. We had 1,200 people, so be on there, be active, contribute, post in the chat, get ready. Let's go!